Hi everyone, my name is Justice Okai Alute, and on the Wikipedia wikis, I'm user Ola Papo. I'm the project lead for campaigns for the Wikidata for Education project on behalf of the Wikimedia Ghana user group, and I'll pass it on to Dian Shito
Yeah,
for
thank you so much, Justice. So my name is Mohammed Kamaldin Fuseni. I go with the username Zian Shitobu, and I was the Wikimedian in residence for this project. Our colleague, Sukina Abelhad, she has been the technical advisor for this project all this while. And today we're going to be talking about the Wikidata for Education project. So Wikidata for Education project, what was the background? What is the background? Why Wikidata for Education? 2019, when COVID came and brought the world to its knees, there was lockdowns, schools has to close down. Everyone felt like we needed to do something just so that students can still have access to the pool of knowledge or information they had or they were receiving in schools. That was when we had a lot of online activities springing up, and we were looking at leveraging on an open source platform like Wikidata to come out with an interoperable platform that allows for structured interconnected data. We all know that Wikipedia or Wikidata, sorry, gives us the opportunity to connect various items, and not just various items, we can connect them to other wikis or other Wikipedia projects. So we're looking at coming out with items for the various curricular data for the various subjects taught in various schools for various levels. Now, these items or these curriculum topics would be connected to their respective Wikipedia articles or relevant Wikipedia articles that would be very useful for the students. And as you can see, the Ashanti people is an instance of an ethnic group which can be connected to a curriculum topic. Now, this curriculum topic could be connected again to the history of the West Africa. And in so many ways, we can model this data in an interconnected format. Next slide. And next slide, please. All right, so when we thought of this, we asked, the first question we asked ourselves was, what is the state of the current data we have on curricular materials? We realized that curricular materials were basically in PDF forms, most of them in hard copy formats, and very few of them could be found online. Then the question came, how do we get these content online and get them connected so that a student who is studying, let's say, mathematics in basic 7 or in year 7 is able to kind of compare what is being studied in, let's say, Nigeria, in USA, wherever across the globe in an interconnected fashion in a form of a knowledge graph where the person can easily ping to or point out to. Now, there came the need for modeling because you can't just get your data onto Wikidata without modeling the data. This was when Skeina Abelhad came in. She gave us a very beautiful model that we experimented or piloted with the Ghanaian curriculum. And then when we felt it was okay, we tried modeling it for another country to see if it will work. And it was very successful with the Uruguay's curriculum. Now, the modeling process was just based on 4 use cases. The first use case was to support Wikimedia volunteers, Wikimedia community volunteers to come together to improve content around curricular data because day in, day out, we have students, we have teachers, and people across the globe running back to Wikipedia and its wiki projects, trying to serve or trying to get information. Now, if we have curriculum materials on Wikidata, which are connected to Wikipedia, connected to Wikisource, connected to other wikis, surely they can easily get to read relevant curricular materials. Imagine a situation where when students are going home for vacation, their teacher is able to assemble relevant articles from Wikipedia through the data we'll be collecting from Wikipedia for them. Imagine a situation where teachers could, at a go, or just a random search on Google or on Wikipedia or through an educational portal, is able to fetch curricular data for their country. These were some of the use cases that we were thinking about, and that is basically what we have done. And the modeling process was based on these use cases. Again, we're also looking at bringing all educational stakeholders together, so that at a go, in the form of data analysis, they're able to like compare different curricular information based on the structure, the standards UNESCO has provided for us, right? So whatever curricular materials we uploaded on Wikidata, we tried modeling it and comparing it with the UNESCO's standard classification called the ICED classifications. And yeah, the last thing we did was to make data about curricula readily available. And currently we have Wikimedia Italia experimenting with the curricular data we provided on Wikidata. And as we move forward, we'll get to see how that data was modeled. Next slide, please. So where are we now? We started with data collection, and which we are done. We collected the data on Excel sheet. We cleaned it up using OpenRefine. Then we did batch upload using quick statement. And after doing this, we were able to now get the data cleaned up again on Wikidata and matching them up with relevant Wikipedia articles. And then after having matched them up with Wikipedia articles, there the question came about knowledge gaps. You realize that on English Wikipedia, we have maybe 10 relevant articles for students to read. And when you compare that to the Dagban Wikipedia or French Wikipedia or Portuguese Wikipedia, then you realize that maybe they have only 2 or 3 or 5 articles. That was a knowledge gap that was found. And that was when Wikimedia Ghana had to come in. And at this point, we are at the point of publishing the report. And the report will soon be in for everybody to see. And we are looking at scaling this up to cover all other countries across the globe. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is just a miniature of the data model. There's a more detailed version of this data model that was designed by Sukena. And if you had scanned the QR code, which we can still provide, you will get access to the detailed model. Also, when you go to our Wikidata project page, Wikidata for Education, you'll be able to find the data model in a detailed fashion. Next slide, please. So what we see here is basically the Ghana's curriculum. And once you scan this QR code, you'll be able to have access to the curricular data for Ghana, what was uploaded. We uploaded data for about 5 subjects and for 3 different levels. That's basic 7, basic 8, basic 9. And also for subjects like social studies, mathematics, computing, which is also known as ICT, that's information and communication technology elsewhere in the world. We also uploaded data for English language, also known as literacy in other jurisdictions. And also when we finished with the Ghana's own, this was just a pilot. We tried experimenting with the Uruguay's one. Next slide, please. Again, when you scan this QR code, you'll be able to find all other curricular uploaded data for the Wikimedia Uruguay, what we did together. What we first experimented on was the history curriculum for 7th grade. And just when they realized that it was a doable project, they have scaled it up, and now we have all these subjects added for Wikimedia Uruguay. Scanning this QR code will basically take you to a knowledge graph where, like a Wikidata query in the form of a knowledge graph where you have access to all these subjects and courses. Next slide, please. Then we wanted to find out how much curricular data do we have on Wikidata? Oh my goodness. After having applied the data model to 2 different countries, this was what we got finally. And as you can see, if you scan this QR code, you'll be able to get the curricular materials uploaded for Ghana and also for Uruguay. So this is like a worldwide curricular data for you. Next slide. Now, for the sake of time, we might not be able to show this, but clicking on these links will show us the knowledge gaps. For instance, if we click on the first link here, we're going to have social studies curriculum content showing up for about 13 articles. 13 articles. And when we compare that to the French Wikipedia, we have only 12 articles. Compare that to Dagbani, we have only 1 article. Compare that same thing to the Igbo Wikipedia, we have 2 articles. And compare that to the Tree Wikipedia. Initially, we had 3 articles. Now, because of the content gap filling, we now have an equal matching. That is about 13 articles. Next slide, please. So this is a sample of Wikimedia, what Wikimedia Italia is currently experimenting with the data. And we are calling on one and all to come together so that we'll be able to model this data and make it more user-friendly, more useful to the teachers. Clicking on this link, the Wikimedia Wikidata for Education Ghana Curricula will show you this particular page. Next slide. Over to you, Justice.
All right, thank you, Dean, for your presentation. Um, I now move on to the campaign aspect of the Wikidata for Education project. When we started the project or the campaigns, we were looking at having campaigns in English Wikipedia and 2 other local languages Wikipedia. So we spoke to a number of communities in Ghana, and then we settled on the Tree Wikipedia and then the Ghana Wikipedia, which was in incubator. So the campaign essentially was to coordinate a multi-part process where we are going to improve at least 2 subject areas. So English and science and computing, either English or science or computing. But then we ended up doing all 3 of them in either English or at least one local language. But then we noticed that we could do more. So then we added the Ghana language to it. The good thing about that was the Ghana language was in incubator. So it is now a fresh language that is being developed in Ghana. And initially there were about a few editors. The Ghana language became entered into incubator in 2018. Over the years, interest waned, but because of this project, we're able to get a number of new Ghana speakers to contribute effectively to the Ghana language campaign part of this project. And also, we were initially to um, create have 3 content drives for the campaign, but then we ended up doing 10 for English, Tree, and Ghana. And these are some of the screenshots from our dashboard when we started. We can make the link to the dashboard available for everybody so that you can go and check the integrity of some of the articles that were edited and created. The good thing about this process is, especially for the Tree campaign, after the translations were done for all the articles, they had to go and do a um, what they call they had professionals, so professors of Tree language in the KNUST, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, went through all the Tree translations that they did to check the integrity of the translation, whether the translated text was up to the standard of the tree language. And after that process, they then now allowed for some of the articles to go on tree Wikipedia. So this is one of the learnings for me, which we learned from this project that made so much change on how we approach language projects. Because once we have like community of experts that are good in the language, they may not necessarily be Wikipedians, but then because they have expertise in how the language is supposed to be used and written, they can provide this sort of support to any community which is looking at this project in their local. We were looking at campaigns, like I said, but then we ended up doing 10 campaigns in total. To still highlight
Just as the video sound is not audible.
So the good thing about this highlight is we have this highlight in Ga and Tree. So we will share the link with everybody that wants to see how our session went. And also, like I said, we want to thank the community in Ghana, especially the Tree community and the Ga community. That is for their support on this project. Without their massive support, we wouldn't have been able to go this far. The good thing is also the Ghana Wikipedia now has a community that is now meeting regularly to go over some of the translations events, workshops, and all and what that. Yeah. So uh, thank you. No, you are muted, Ian.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so thank you so much for the audience, and we would be pretty much available. You can reach out to us via our usernames or our emails or on Telegram. Once you search me up on Telegram on DN Shitobu, you'll be able to get me. If you also search up Ola Kwaku on Telegram, you will be able to get him. And Sukina Abelhad as well, if you search up on Telegram or our usernames on any wiki, you can leave us a message on our talk page for collaboration on this project or for questions or for any other form of clarification. Thank you so much, and we are really grateful. Do enjoy the rest of the conference. Bye.